The San Francisco Tech Innovations Conference was a spectacle of modern ingenuity. Inside the sprawling convention center, towering screens displayed cutting-edge technologies, and booths overflowed with demonstrations of artificial intelligence, robotics, and renewable energy solutions. Innovators, investors, and enthusiasts moved about, their excitement palpable. Elon Musk stood near one of the Tesla display booths, speaking to a group of eager tech professionals. Yet, his attention drifted to a figure lingering at the edge of the crowd. The man stood apart, not out of shyness but as if observing the scene with a purpose. He was tall and powerfully built, but what drew Elon's gaze were his prosthetic legs. They gleamed under the overhead lights, clearly custom-built, blending engineering finesse with practicality. The man leaned on a sleek black cane, his posture upright but slightly guarded. Elon excused himself from the group and approached the man, his curiosity piqued. "Hi, I'm Elon," he said, extending a hand. "Enjoying the conference?" The man's grip was firm as they shook hands. "Aaron Brooks," he replied. "And yes, it's been enlightening." Elon noticed a flicker of hesitation in Aaron's eyes, as though he measured every word. "Your prosthetics," Elon said. "They're impressive. Are they custom-made?" Aaron gave a small nod. "Designed them myself. I worked as an engineer before this," he said, motioning to his legs. Intrigued, Elon pressed on. "An engineer? That's fascinating. What led you to design these?" Aaron seemed to weigh the question before answering. "I served in the army. Lost both legs in Afghanistan during an ambush. Retirement wasn't easy, but necessity is a powerful motivator. I taught myself robotics and AI to build a better life." Elon's expression softened. "That's a remarkable journey. What brought you to tech beyond necessity?" Aaron's gaze drifted to the bustling crowd around them. "Hope, I suppose. I didn't want my injuries to define me. So I adapted." Elon could sense there was more to Aaron's story. "You mentioned AI. What projects have you worked on?" Aaron hesitated but then said, "I was part of the Sentinel team, one of the earlier contributors before it got acquired by a big-name corporation." Elon's eyes widened. "Wait, you mean Sentinel? The AI that revolutionized autonomous systems?" Aaron nodded modestly. "That's the one." Elon was impressed. "We need to talk. Let's step aside for a moment." Aaron followed Elon to a quieter corner, where the crowd's energy seemed a distant hum. As they sat, Aaron recounted his journey in more detail. He spoke of the ambush in Afghanistan that had forever changed his life, the grueling recovery that tested his will, and the alienation he felt upon returning to civilian life. But he also spoke of rediscovery, how tech became his salvation and a way to regain purpose. Elon listened intently, captivated by Aaron's story of resilience and innovation. "Aaron," Elon finally said, "you've taken adversity and turned it into something extraordinary. Have you ever thought about taking this further, using AI to revolutionize prosthetics?" Aaron chuckled softly, though his eyes betrayed a deeper yearning. "It's crossed my mind. But the funding, the resources, that's a world away." Elon leaned in, his voice firm with conviction. "Not anymore. I have a proposal." The following morning, Aaron found himself in unfamiliar territory, a sleek conference room at Tesla's Palo Alto headquarters. The glass walls offered a panoramic view of the bustling campus below. Elon sat at the head of the table, flanked by a team of executives. The air crackled with quiet anticipation as all eyes turned to Aaron. "So, Aaron," Elon began, "we've heard about your journey and your contributions to Sentinel. Now, let's talk about the future. Imagine prosthetics that don't just restore mobility but redefine it, legs that respond in real time, adapt to any environment, and even restore sensations. With your expertise and my resources, we could make it happen." Aaron shifted in his seat, feeling the weight of the moment. "I've dreamed of building prosthetics that truly empower users. But what you're describing, that's a level of innovation I've only imagined. Elon's smile was confident. Then let's make it real. We'll start with a prototype lab, a team of engineers, and you as the lead designer. We'll call it Project Phoenix, because like you, it's about rising from the ashes. Aaron felt a surge of emotion he hadn't allowed himself in years. The name struck a chord, echoing his own journey. Project Phoenix, he repeated, as if testing the words. I'm in. The room erupted in quiet applause. But as Aaron left the meeting, excitement quickly gave way to apprehension. Could he really pull this off? The stakes were high, not just for him, but for the countless lives this technology could transform. Work on Project Phoenix began almost immediately. Aaron was thrust into a whirlwind of activity, assembling a team, designing prototypes, and fielding questions from investors. The pressure was immense, but Aaron thrived in the chaos. His military discipline kicked in, helping him stay focused through the long hours. Still, challenges emerged early. Initial prototypes struggled to sync the AI systems with the user's natural movements. The legs felt clunky and awkward, far from the seamless integration Aaron envisioned. This isn't good enough, he told his team. We're going back to square one. Elon, ever the optimist, was a frequent visitor to the lab. One evening, as Aaron pored over blueprints, Elon walked in with 2 cups of coffee. How's it going? Aaron sighed. We're hitting walls. Every time we fix one problem, another crops up. Elon placed a hand on Aaron's shoulder. That's how innovation works. Keep at it. Encouraged, Aaron pushed harder. Weeks turned into months, and the team worked tirelessly to refine the designs. Then, finally, a breakthrough came. The latest prototype, a sleek, AI-integrated prosthetic, was ready for testing. Aaron held his breath as a veteran volunteer stepped into the lab. The man, who hadn't walked unaided in years, strapped on the prosthetics and took a cautious step. Then another. Soon, he was walking steadily, his face lighting up with a smile. Aaron felt a lump rise in his throat. We're getting there, he said softly. But he knew this was just the beginning. The successful tests with the veteran volunteer sparked a wave of optimism in the Project Phoenix lab. The once daunting challenges began to feel surmountable. With each iteration, the prosthetic legs became lighter, more responsive, and increasingly intuitive. Aaron and his team worked long hours, their determination burning like a steady flame. As word spread about the project's progress, interest grew from unexpected quarters. Tech journalists wanted exclusive interviews. Investors flooded Elon's office with inquiries. But for Aaron, the focus was never on the fame or the funding, it was about the people who would benefit. He often spent his breaks responding to emails from amputees, veterans, and ordinary people sharing their stories and hopes for the prosthetics. One message stood out. It was from a young woman named Clara, who had lost her legs in a car accident. Her email was brief but heartfelt. I used to run marathons. Now I struggle to walk with crutches. What you're doing gives me hope. Thank you. Aaron printed the email and pinned it above his workstation. It became a reminder of why he had to succeed. Months later, the final prototype was ready for its most important test. A live demonstration was scheduled at the very tech conference where Aaron and Elon had first met. The stakes were enormous. Investors, engineers, and journalists would all be in attendance. But more importantly, so would individuals like Clara, people who had everything to gain. The morning of the event, Aaron felt an unusual heaviness in his chest. Standing backstage, he glanced down at his own prosthetics, a stark reminder of how far he'd come. Then, he saw Elon walking toward him, a confident smile on his face. You nervous? Elon asked. More than I thought I'd be, Aaron admitted. Elon placed a reassuring hand on Aaron's shoulder. You've got this. Today isn't about us. It's about them. Show them what's possible. The demonstration began with a brief introduction by Elon, who highlighted Aaron's journey and the vision behind Project Phoenix. Then, it was Aaron's turn. As he stepped onto the stage, the audience erupted in applause. He spoke simply, sharing his story and the mission that had driven him. Losing my legs felt like losing everything. But today, I'm here to show you that technology can not only restore what's lost but also redefine what's possible. With a gesture, Aaron signaled to the volunteer. The same veteran who had been part of the initial test walked confidently onto the stage, wearing the latest version of the prosthetics. The audience watched in awe as he climbed a small set of stairs, walked across uneven terrain, and even broke into a light jog. The crowd burst into applause, but Aaron wasn't done. "This is Clara," he said, as a young woman rolled onto the stage in a wheelchair. "She's one of many people who inspired this project." Clara's face was a mixture of nerves and excitement as Aaron and his team helped her into a pair of prosthetic legs. The room fell silent as she stood for the first time in years. With a determined look, Clara took her first step. Then another. By her third step, tears were streaming down her face. The audience erupted in a standing ovation. Journalists scrambled to capture the moment, while Aaron stood off to the side, watching Clara's triumphant strides with a deep sense of fulfillment. This was the culmination of years of effort, sacrifice, and unyielding belief. The success of the live demonstration catapulted Project Phoenix into the spotlight. Orders flooded in from hospitals, rehabilitation centers, and even governments. But Aaron's vision extended beyond commercial success. He partnered with nonprofits to ensure that the prosthetics were accessible to underserved communities, particularly veterans who couldn't afford them. Elon, true to his word, ensured the project had all the resources it needed. "You've done something incredible, Aaron," Elon told him one evening during a quiet dinner. "This is going to change millions of lives." Aaron smiled but remained humble. "It's not just me. It's the team, the support, and people like Clara who believed in what we were doing." Despite the growing recognition, Aaron kept a low profile. He preferred spending his time in the lab, working on the next generation of prosthetics. His design philosophy was simple: keep improving, because there was always someone who needed more. One day, he received a letter from Clara. It was handwritten, with a photo of her crossing the finish line of a local charity run. "I couldn't have done this without you," the letter read. "You didn't just give me back my legs, you gave me back my life." Aaron framed the letter and hung it next to Clara's original email. It was a small but powerful reminder of the impact Project Phoenix had made. Years later, Aaron and Elon attended a ceremony at the White House, where they were honored for their contributions to science and humanity. As Aaron stood on the stage, flanked by the team that had become his second family, he thought back to the moment that had started it all, a chance encounter with Elon Musk at a tech conference. The president's words echoed in the grand hall. "Project Phoenix is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the boundless possibilities of innovation. It reminds us that even in our darkest moments, we can rise stronger and more determined than ever." As the audience applauded, Aaron glanced at Elon, who gave him a small nod of approval. For Aaron, the reward wasn't the accolades or the recognition, it was the lives transformed by the work they had done. And as the lights dimmed and the ceremony ended, Aaron walked out of the hall on the very legs he had once dreamed of creating, ready to take the next step into a future full of promise. This brings us to the end of this story. Thank you for watching the video to the end. Kindly subscribe for more thrilling stories. Like and share this video. Have a nice day.